Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Okay, fine. It's recording.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better with Joel and Steve. Trying to be better with Joel and Steve podcast.
Hi, everybody. I feel like today could be kind of contentious.
Yeah, I was like, hey, so we were just catching up, and I was like, hey, Steve, what do you want to talk about? He's like, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I'm like, ooh,
that's not that. You put that
record.
tone. You put that tone in there. I did not use that tone of voice. I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
That's kind of that's how it felt, man.
Yeah, but see, that's no, I don't have any control over that.
Yeah. What armor are we wearing today, buddy?
Are you accusing me of being not?
Hey, whatever, you replayed our first episode the other day, and you said, you're like, man, we have a way of calling each other out. So, hey, this is it right here, buddy.
I'm not in the mood.
What it's all about, man.
I'm not in the mood for any of your bullshit today.
Welcome to it, Sunday morning.
That last one was just for the cameras.
I definitely have to check myself too. I like stayed up late last night. We had some friends over, and then I was playing video games. I got a new video game, and it frustrated me. And then it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I popped some melatonin and passed out. Drank some coffee, and here I am. So,
oh, good God,
I'm not as my defense is like, I'm spiritually fit, man. Everything's cool. Kirsten calls it when I go Joe cool, when it's just like, everything's fine, man. I was like, she's like, no, it's not.
You're right.
So that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's my Joe cool act. Everything's cool, man.
I had my, Exile played Friday night.
Dude, that was such a fun time.
Oh, thank you.
I couldn't party till 1 a.m, but I was there for an hour and a half. And man, you guys sounded great at Bodegas. That was a great venue. And I don't know, you guys rock and roll. It's a good time. If nobody out there has been to an Exile on O Street show yet, do it.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that was the best show we played yet, and a large part of that was due to Bodega's Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people come down there to listen to music and to party,
Yeah, right.
And the sound, they got a great sound system. They got a good sound, dude. And it was funny, like, I'd kind of forgotten that Bodega's has like a light setup.
Oh yeah.
And like a guy to run it,
Right.
And that really makes a big difference. And he knows, and the dude that was running it like knew the songs, so he kind of knew how to run. He ran the light show. It wasn't just like some random auto thing,
right?
Right. It was kind of done intentionally, and it was really, really great. And the crowd was just insane, which is awesome. People were digging it, and it's really fun to play music in that environment.
It appeared to me like there were, and I don't know if you've seen these folks at shows before. There was a small little group of folks that like wore their Stones shirts to go listen to the Stones music, like we would do to go see the Pranksters, right? Like it was like, oh wow, there's and they were just like into it.
Well, we have some fans from Omaha that I think were there for the show. Like they come down.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, and there was enough. There's some cross-pollination between the Dead world and the Rolling Stones, and so it's not to say if you like one you like the other, but
what can I say? Hard to deny it.
Well, there's the thing that we always fall back on is we have good writers. The songs are great.
Yeah
And it was just a great time. It was really awesome. A lot of people came out. Like I told Eric, our singer, he's like, Benji Kushner's here, and I'm like, oh fuck, Ben Kushner's here. I'm like, I got all nervous because like he's one of my favorite players ever, and he's the Lincoln guy. And he plays guitar with Josh Hoyer and Soul Colossal, and I just think he's awesome. And when he was up front digging it, I was like, fucking A, that made me feel really good,
Yeah, Right on.
just to have some validation.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not, like, hey, want like a really actual, like an actually really great professional musician is digging our show,
Yeah. You guys are
Cool.
you guys are great.
Well, thank you.
I mean, you really are. You guys are talent. I mean, you're not just like slogging through the stone. You're
No,
playing,
it's a
you know what I
dynamic
mean?
thing.
Yeah, it's an energetic rock and
Mhm.
roll show, man.
Oh yeah, well that's just it. Like we come to get down,
Yeah.
come to bring the heat. And
Yeah, man.
yeah, it was, but it's as a musician, it's much more gratifying when you throw your everything you got into a song, you do the finish, and everybody goes,
Mhm.
yeah, as opposed to the one guy in the back clapping kind of
Yeah.
half-heartedly. You can hear the wait staff. So do you want to get the salad? I mean, it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a much more gratifying experience.
Yeah. And that yeah, that place suits y'all because
Totally. Well, and I think we'll do that again. I don't know the
hopefully.
details, but yeah, I think that's going to be a repeat thing. So, that'll be awesome. So,
Yeah, for sure.
so anyway, like that was like my day yesterday. Like when I get home at 2:30 in the morning, I usually go to bed at 9:30 at night, and get up
Right.
at 5:30. So like that kind of throws my shit all off.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I mean, I was just a zombie yesterday. I did almost nothing, which was
Good.
it was great.
Mhm.
I took the girls out for breakfast. Holly went on a bike ride. And so the girls and I went and got some food. We hung out, went to
Nice.
Best Buy so they could, do some Christmas Googling, little window shopping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was kind of fun.
So you're still kind of recovering from your rock and roll lifestyle.
I kind of am actually. And what's weird is like I'm, was totally sober the whole time. For maybe a little caffeine overload,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's just like I definitely feel the fact that I'm not 20 years old anymore. It takes longer to recover from that sort of shock to the system. And that shock to the system is literally nothing compared to what it used to be.
Right.
Like nothing. Just like I stayed up too late.
There's a whole cadre of women upstairs, and my wife is having people over. Can you hear all that?
I kind of can, but it's not. I don't think too obtrusive. This is
Cool.
more obtrusive.
I'm obtrusive. Is that what you're saying?
You're. Why do you have to be so obtuse?
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure that
it's fine.
I mean, it sounds like I'm at a party or something. I'm not at a party.
You're not at a party? Could be.
It could be.
So I think is I'm looking for silver linings here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm glad. What are they doing up there?
I don't know, but it sounds like we have like a 60s laugh track or something.
Yeah, if you could get them to do that.
Well, they're like literally in the kitchen, all laughing at each other. There's no escaping this in my little house, though.
No, I understand.
I don't even know if bye, babe. Oh, I'm on the podcast.
And we can totally hear you.
No worries.
I can totally hear you.
Yeah, no, it's a whole, a bunch of, it's like I have a female laugh track up there. Love you too. Have fun. So anyway, what's the silver lining?
Oh yeah. We need to get new microphones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's an aside. But the microphones that the Always Chillin' guys use, which by the way, still love their podcast. I listen.
Yeah, it's great.
They're great, but their microphones sound awesome, and they're like $100, and we need to get some.
They have one of those. They have those attachable arm things, and
Well, yeah, there's that. That would be nice, but they also have like I was talking to Tom. He said they set up their rig and then tear it down every time. But anyway, I've just been like, housekeeping. Need to apologize to our listeners and to Danny Renault for the technical difficulties on the last podcast.
Oh yeah,
I've tried to figure out what happened a couple times, and they just got fucking scrambled.
Yeah, sorry everybody, but also like, don't worry about it, dude. Like,
yeah, I know.
It's all good.
I know, but I feel bad because I aim for a quality product, and and when we have somebody that's kind and gracious enough to grace us with their presence, you want it to like work.
Yeah, that's fair.
I talked to Danny. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know.
Thanks, but I'm going to.
Right, exactly. So anyway, in the middle of all that, I'm like, like there's just something like your mic's always really hot and it's a little distorted, and mine gets really like muffly and weird.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. So I feel like for our second year of production, we could, try to make it sound better.
Let's try to be better podcasters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
So anyway,
yeah, if you figure out if you know what they use, let's get them.
Yeah, Tom sent me a link, so we're just gonna glom onto their tech.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. So oh yeah, back to the silver lining thing. Not to beat a fucking dead horse, but it's kind of a thing that's happening. Is this latest variant? I love the name because it sounds like an Avengers bad guy.
Yeah, or it sounds like I feel like it's a Decepticon.
Omicron.
Yeah, Decepticon Transformer or something.
There you go. Yeah. I'm like, well, at least that's kind of fun to think about.
And this is your silver lining?
Well, what else is there, Joel?
So are we going to get Lockdown 3 or 4?
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe Civil War.
Yeah, I'm at a point where I don't give a shit anymore.
About which part?
About worrying about it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, whatever.
Because
which part? You mean the virus or all the idiocy surrounding it?
Correct, both.
Oh, okay.
I cannot. I can't afford. I honestly. I mean, that's more detrimental to our like immune system is like packing
stress.
on the stress and the worry, and like, I follow this epidemiologist. Her name is Laurel Bristow on Instagram. She's great. She used to go by King Gutter Baby, but she kind of got so many She got so many followers. She's like, I think I need to change my name. Anyway, she's great.
That's funny.
And she is very level-headed about all this, and then she's very scientific. It's like at the end of the day, take the drama with a grain of salt. Get vaccinated if it's safe for you to do so, and keep doing the things that we know to be good. And it's like I really see clearly the sensational the sensational nature of the news story about variants and hotspots.
Right.
And it's like, man, I ain't got to sign up. And this is this is a 180 from March 2020 because I was like glued to Rachel Maddow. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't even know. I'll say it on the podcast. I reached out to a friend of mine I know who is a gun enthusiast and almost bought a pistol. Like I was prepared for The Walking Dead.
Would a pistol help you in that situation?
Here's the deal is like in a real way, I felt like it would. And I am not a gun nut by any stretch of the imagination, but it was like one of those things where it's all going down.
It's all going down. And
I am in a very different space with that today. It's like, I don't know. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Although I do like the name. I do like it's just Greek letters, right? Latin. Yeah.
I think it's Greek. Yeah. So how did we get from what was it, D to O? No, what was the last one?
Well, I think there's tons of variants. There's just the Omicron is a variant of concern. Not every variant is a variant.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Right. So they label
shows how much I'm paying attention.
Yeah, they just name them because of the alphabet.
Right.
And this is the one.
I'm glad it landed on O for the variant of concern, just because that's like right on. At least it's got a good name.
Yeah. So that's my, again, not a scientist, not anything, but that's what I know. There's some concern around it. And I think that at least with this, the folks in leadership, at least in this part of the world, are trying to be a hedge more proactive than reactive with like shutting down flights from South Africa and other countries that You know what I mean?
So are you talking about the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so that's why it's like everybody's spooked out because it's like, well, we're stopping travel. It's like, well, yeah, because I think they're just simply trying to be proactive.
Right. And when, dozens of people are coming off of flights from South Africa with the variant, that's a good sign to maybe just lock that down for a minute.
Yeah. And I mean, as of yesterday, I don't know that anybody was found to have that particular strain here. They just found it there. I mean, yeah, it's a matter of time, but
sure.
Yeah. That's a great silver lining though, man.
Well, I'll take what I can get when it comes to this thing, right? Well, that was just it. I played the show Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously this is that moment of like, nobody in here is wearing a mask.
Mm-mm.
And I think, well, I'm vaxxed and boosted. I'm going to go play the show.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. And here's the other thing, like next week, this is what my brother Colin, who is, he's a medical professional at this point.
Why haven't we had him on here?
Because we're idiots.
Okay.
Hi, Colin. We love you.
Hi. Yeah.
He's always said this because he's always been somebody who is interested, talented, and studied science to a certain degree, in many different forms. But he says this, and I think it's really a compassionate view that viruses are beautiful. They're very, very efficient at what they do.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And this is just how this is what happens. This is what comes with viruses. This is not like alien technology. We know viruses. It's like, that's the thing. Like maybe
I want to say so many shitty things right now, but I'm not going to.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. No,
say the shitty thing. Let's go.
It's them damn Chinese viruses.
Ah, yes. Well, that's the thing. It's like, that's the lie that's been sort of perpetuated around misinformation in the vacuum of not understanding. There's this space for bullshit. And that's the thing. It's like, hey, everybody, vaccines are not new and viruses are sure as shit not new.
Right.
And this is what viruses do. And if we would like to protect ourselves against viruses, there's a small drawer full of tools. Vaccines, masks, hand washing, and distance are kind of the things that we know to have worked.
Yes. They all need to work in conjunction with each other.
Right. This is this is not like fascist government control. This is how
that's coming from the other side.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just
hey, I just had a really major tangent.
Yeah, today's the day for that.
So did you see the thing where our governor wants to dismantle the State Board of Education and make it an office accountable to the governor?
Oh, Petey Ricketts.
Did you see that? I mean,
I did.
The guy that has made no secret about the fact that he hates public education and wants to dismantle it. Let's make him in charge of public education.
I've got a lot of.
It's not. I realize not everybody's a Harry Potter fan, but that's like, let's put Dolores Umbridge in charge of Hogwarts.
that ended up really well.
It did. It worked out great. Well, if you're of the mindset of Dolores Umbridge.
And it's funny enough, we're going through those movies again, but the beautiful analogy that is that was an effort of the Ministry of Magic to try to deny something that was evil that they didn't believe was there, which is
yes, that's interesting.
That's
true.
Say what you want about the shittiness of J.K. Rowling. She got that right.
She did get that right. Yeah, that's interesting. Mm-hmm.
But
it continually boggles my brain that the people that are openly, willingly, wantonly advocating fascism are the very same people that say the vaccines are fascism and the lockdowns are fascism.
If we look to history as any sort of teacher,
No.
Fascism has never come from a liberal agenda, or fascism always is birthed out of fundamentalist conservatism.
Right.
But yeah, Petey Ricketts is a ding dong. I said it. I'll say it again. He's a ding dong. Like, also the fun part that he had that press conference where he was equating the term anti-racist to critical race theory, which is kind of true, but that critical race theory as an idea, or as a I don't know, whatever, is not, it's just inherently teaching the truth. But the right has sort of co-opted that as like a scary thing. And so
right, that's what they do.
He got himself stuck in a word salad where essentially,
that was so funny that I should bring that up again so I can try to repeat it.
He said,
I bet if I search just Pete Ricketts word salad,
you might get a lot. You get a whole buffet.
True. Yeah, right.
But basically what he said was, he was talking about basically that being anti-racist is being anti-American values.
Yeah.
And there's a whole fucking book on that statement alone right there. It's like, oh, you just said the quiet part out loud, buddy.
Yeah. Well, that's not what we do.
Yeah, but like, I think he was really he was dog whistling all of his fascist followers.
That's everything he says is just a dog whistle.
Right. So it was like, you know, if he was taking questions, be like, Governor Ricketts, so by your logic, what you're saying is, we really shouldn't be anti-racist. We should be pro-racist to be pro-American. Is that what you're?
Yes.
Did you just? Okay, got it.
Yep. To be pro-American, or to be a good American, you have to be racist.
I think that's what he said. I mean, that's not what we're saying at all. I don't want to mince words because
right. Thank you.
But like, that's what. Yeah, he's a man.
I can't find the actual straight quote. There's lots of ones where where he apologizes for you people.
Oh my God! And I mean,
oh my God.
his handcuffs that he has willingly allowed to be put onto himself from a lot of areas, but are just his I don't get it, because it's like, I don't know how you can be so worried about an overreaching totalitarian educational system indoctrinating people, and yet also not see the fallacy in your own religious sect. Let's just say,
sure,
that's exactly why that particular institution has been perpetuated for years and years and years. I don't get how that can be so hard to figure out, because you're claiming that all education really, his whole thing is like, education starts with should start with the family and parents should be able to teach their kids, but yet you willingly sign up for that level of, in my opinion, indoctrination.
Okay, here we go. I got the quote. You ready?
Oh God.
It says, anti-racism is critical race theory, Ricketts said. That's saying we need to discriminate against people today. We need to discriminate against white people today to make up for it. That's not our American values. They talk about equality of outcomes. That's Marxism. That's communism. That's not America. So this thing is completely off base, and they just need to start all over. And it says, what is this? A Mad Lib of buzzwords?
Dude, this is another thing. He doesn't even understand what fucking Marxism or communism or socialism is. Have you said that?
It doesn't matter.
I know, but
that's all it takes is for the dog whistle to have people go, yep, see, he said it. I knew it was communism, Marx. We know it's one of the isms.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. That's so funny. A Mad Lib of buzzwords. But see, that's all it takes anymore.
Yeah.
All you have to do is string together a nonsensical sort of a quasi sentence with a bunch of buzzwords in it, that dog whistle buzzwords, and you're off, and you're well, worked for Reagan.
It's sure as shit worked for Trump too.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, it's good times. But I just thought, yeah, let's but see, that's the end game, is to get people to vote against their own interests.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to do that is to keep people in everlasting ignorance.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to just start gutting the educational system.
Yeah. Well,
and have people educated by, media outlets that are run by billionaires that have an entrenched interest in staying billionaires.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think, billionaires are going to continue to educate people through the whatever, but I think the more nefarious, the scarier thing is that, and we see this in the educational system in the state of Texas, is that anti-intellectual religious ignorance is going to infiltrate and decide that magic is actually the things that people should be learning in school.
Yeah.
And I know that you and I may see that differently, but that's sort of the frustrating thing. It's like, as somebody who works in higher education, the bummer is that is directly aimed at what I do.
Yeah. No, you're squarely,
like,
you're squarely in the crosshairs.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, that's fine. It's whatever.
There's only one thing that you need to feel, Joel, and that's hatred of the other people.
No. Starts sooner.
It does. Fear?
Guilt.
Guilt? For what? For being an American?
For being born inherently bad.
Oh, and if you're going even deeper.
Oh, fuck yeah. Because if you're born inherently evil and bad, then whatever we tell you is grace. Because whatever we bestow upon you heals that innate guilt, and you're welcome. And so you owe us
everlasting loyalty. Yeah. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
I agree with what you're saying, but I don't agree with it.
And that's the thing, is like, I don't agree with it. But even further than that, that's not what I found.
Right.
That's just it's just not inherently true. And that's the thing that I think is, and this goes back to the point about, like, what am I willing to sign up for my own, I don't want to sign up for my own suffering anymore. I just don't. And it's not even a religious or ideological conflict. It's just when you do things to take care of your actual state, your actual mental and emotional state, you begin to see clearly what is being given to you to manipulate that. And I can't think of a better mode to manipulate that core thing than fundamentalism on any level. And I'm not just saying Christianity. There's fundamental XYZ spiritual thought.
Well, it's true across, a lot of the big religions.
Right. Because, yeah. So that's where I'm at, man.
So what's the answer?
The answer's within you. I'm totally playing my Joe Cool defense shit right now.
The answer's Jesus. You said it, man.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
I don't know what the answer is, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just like, yeah, that I am. I guess what I've seen with this whole, like, going back to you bringing up a new viral variant, that I see that I'm not glued to where I have been in the past. I'm not glued to those ad agency news sources really working. I'm not glued to them manipulating my
Well,
feeling.
that's good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, well, the news channels they got to fill the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to keep eyeballs glued to the TV is to, present a never-ending stream of horrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there aren't horrible things. And what kills me is to me, it's frustrating because some of the things that I perceive as being actual problems, like, the fact that the earth is on fire, the country sliding into, authoritarian fascism. We live in what's the plutocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are actually news.
Right.
I was talking with Holly last night in the cafeteria where I work. There's always one of those fucking morning shows on the TV.
Yeah.
And I walk by there to get my coffee and whatever, and I'm always just horrified by what I see.
Mm-hmm.
On the level of like obviously people watch this crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's distract, divide, distract, divide, divide. If Hoda and Jenna said one thing that had actual substance to it, I'll eat my hat.
This is interesting because this is going to delve into a little bit of a vulnerable area. But what I think I hear you saying is like I was recently I was talking to my therapist, and I was struggling with some decisions about holiday travel, holiday events, and he really helped me see that like in a virtual digital space, those stories, I can say things, post things, tweet things. I don't tweet anymore, but text things, send whatever. And I don't have to take immediate responsibility for the outcome of that. But when I am in the same room with people that I may disagree with, I am on better behavior, mostly a lot because of my conditioning and because of my spiritual whatever, because of fucking recovery, that I have to take immediate responsibility for the shit I say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that I'm just trying to gloss over and be polite. It's that there is less chance of actual conflict that I've imagined in my mind if I'm willing to take real-time responsibility for the shit I say and the whatever. So I guess I'm tying this back to kind of the whole thing is that like it is better when we actually deal with what's right in front of us, like what you're saying, like global war, like we can all agree on some things and deal with the responsibility of each other rather than just sort of positioning for popularity.
But we can't all agree on all things. We can't just agree on things.
No, but it's the willingness to have that conflict, that energy, that dance of conflict that makes the world spin
and makes it burn.
Well, yeah. I guess
there's not quite half of America that still thinks that global warming isn't real.
I know, but simply being in the the news or whatever, I don't even know if it's media. It's just like being in the opinion circus doesn't actually ask us to be responsible for, because that's the thing about the academy, right? Academia. That's the attack on the academy, the attack on free thought and learning and research.
The attack on free thought is so ironic, living in the land of the free.
Right. And it's like, but that's what makes education and true liberal arts experiment actually work, is when there are differing opinions and we can be in the same room together. So Our differences are important. It's just how we wield them.
Okay.
This podcast is a great example of that. I mean, I guess, like, do you disagree? Like, do you think that we should all get on the same? Huh?
I think that. Well, no, it depends on what you're talking about.
Okay.
It depends on what the subject is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I have no interest in having a dialogue with somebody that believes that global warming isn't a thing. I have no interest in having a dialogue with somebody that at this point believes that COVID isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
I have no interest in having a dialogue with somebody that at this point in the game still believes that Donald Trump gives a fuck about anything other than Donald Trump, and that he's some sort of, well, he's really good at business. No, he wasn't. These are things that I'm not interested in having a dialogue about.
I get that, but that's also being dug in. Like, and maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here, but
I'm actually okay with that.
But there's no. I mean, that's why I believe in the idea of, and I guess this is me trying to be an idealist, I guess, but there's the only way we actually untie these knots is by trying to have those difficult conversations. And I just know that I can be, like I said earlier, the problem is fundamentalism. And what I can do is say, I am fundamentally right and you are fundamentally wrong. And I'm not having this conversation until you believe what I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't. Why would example, and I have to be very vague here,
mm-hmm.
but there's a family in my sphere
mm-hmm.
that had relatives die of COVID
mm-hmm.
that still believe COVID isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're causing pretty serious problems for other people in my sphere
mm-hmm.
because of that. Why? I mean, seriously, why would I mean, do you, on what would be the mechanism to have that conversation with those people when the denial is so deep? They've had family members die of COVID
mm-hmm.
and they still believe it's not real. Everybody's lying to them, including the doctors and the scientists and everybody. So how do you have a conversation with that person? What am I going to say that's going to change that?
Mm-hmm.
After they've been through the doctors and the funerals, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to say? How is that going to work?
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, but I can tell you that from my experience, when we, and this is me again, I Kirsten's going to laugh at this podcast because she's going to know that I'm putting on, one of my defense mechanisms is trying to be Joe Cool, right? So I get that. But where I'm coming from on this is like, when we realize that who we are arguing with is ourselves, when we realize that that other person that is dug in so much on their own ignorance is also me, then we can start to heal. But there is, I don't think that we're past the point of no return, because we've always, this is the human consciousness problem, and this is nothing new. This may be a novel virus, but this problem isn't new. The ability of us to be so set in the fact that we are different, like we are believing the lie so much that we can't see that, like, there is no you, there is no me, there is no, you know what I mean? There's that.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I don't care about any of that when it comes to this stuff. Like, I really don't care. Like this situation, like, I don't necessarily wish these people any ill will, but I'm probably not going to go to a dinner party with them.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would I? What? No, I don't think so. Especially when this particular group of people is actively causing problems for other people that I really love in the name of this idiot shit.
Yeah.
And so that's like why again, I said it a couple podcasts ago. It's like Morrissey got one thing right, which is why would I give valuable time to people I'd rather kick in the eye?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so sick of your shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
No,
you have money and you have the ears of influential people. I mean, there's a whole lot happening that it's revolting to me and really frustrating. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm not being such a ding dong to not. It's like, yeah, you need to go over to these people. No, there's healthy bound. Like practically speaking, yeah, we don't have to. Like my rule is if I wouldn't allow that conversation in my home, I don't need to have it elsewhere, right? Like if I don't allow that shit to happen in my safe space or whatever, then it doesn't need to happen elsewhere. But I think there's maybe I'm thinking just like bigger general, we don't need to willingly sign up for suffering with other people that aren't going to see our way of life, or you know what I mean? But I think that I'm just thinking more collectively, we need to understand that like, our clinging to our own identity, whether it's what we perceive to be right or not, is the thing that's making it worse. It's making it like it's actively making it worse. And I think that if you want to talk about sides, both sides are guilty of that.
Fine. I'm going to, again, and I've said this multiple times, I'm going to go with the science.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like we're going to believe that
science, and I'm going to say that it's right. And if it's not right, it's because they're just collecting more information.
Yeah. I am not. I guess I want to be clear. I'm not saying that like we should all believe that the Earth is hollow and full of lizard people. You know what I mean? Like that's a fun rabbit hole if anybody wants to go down the hollow Earth. I mean, fuck flat Earth. Check out hollow Earth shit, man.
Okay.
Not
speaking of, but you made me think of this creature that I saw on the Octopus Teacher last night.
Oh my God.
Isn't that great? You told me about it.
I did tell you. See, yes.
That was wonderful and amazing.
It really was. And it's about a human being being committed to communing with a species that
with an invertebrate.
Yeah, communing with, and not, yeah, he's committing to have a connection with something that is foreign to him.
Yeah.
And he witnesses the entire cycle of, and they teach each other shit. Big fan of my Octopus Teacher. Super good.
That was really great. We were looking for something to watch last night, and I wasn't feeling Marvel-ish, and I don't know, and I was just kind of flipping through Netflix, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That came up, and I don't know. I'm glad that you had pointed it out, because I probably would have skipped right over it.
Yeah, it's super good.
It's an easy watch too. I mean, there's a couple actually surprisingly, like, it made the girls sad.
Yeah,
it made me sad.
It's heartbreaking.
It is kind of heartbreaking, but it's also the circle of life, and it's really heartwarming at the same time. Yeah, I would never, and it's beautiful to look at. Like the cinematography is really fantastic too.
Yeah.
It was a really nice little Saturday night diversion. Oh
yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not saying that everybody needs to believe in bullshit. I'm just saying that an attempt to try to connect with each other might be the solution. I'm going to wrap that up because I want to talk about my latest diversion.
Oh, hey, okay, go. Joel, what are you into lately?
I bought a Nintendo Switch.
And
I instantly bought Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it's
which Switch did you get? Did you get the OLED one? I
looked for those in stock. They didn't exist anywhere, and I wanted what I wanted when I wanted it, and they happened to have one. And here's the deal about that. I was talking to a coworker who's like, "You need the OLED one because if you're going to be playing handheld, it's much better." And I was like, Dude, I raised myself on an old school fucking Game Boy. I'm sure I'll be okay.
You'll be okay. That's
I'll
right.
be
That's
okay.
funny. Right.
Right.
That's funny. Yeah, I had a Game
But-
Boy. I forgot about those things.
Mine's sitting right over there.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this game. I'm totally nerding out.
So do you
yeah.
plug the Switch into your TV? Is that how you're playing that?
You can do both. You can dock it and you can play it on your television, or you can play it handheld,
I see.
or you can put it on a little stand.
I mean, how does the graphics compare to like the PlayStation?
I mean, I've only really played one. Well, that's not true. We had friends over and they brought over like Mario Party, which is a blast.
Okay. What do you do in that? You get the bongs out? Is it virtual? That was weird that I went straight to bongs.
Yeah, you went straight to bongs.
Isn't that what you do at parties?
That's what we used to do at parties, Steven. No, it's like little board, like you can play up to like 4 or 6 people, and you play these like interactive games together. We played like essentially a board game.
Is it like the Jackbox thing?
Kinda, yeah, sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But it's all Mario characters and super fun. And then we played Mario Kart, which is like a racing game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the graphics are amazing compared to I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of it all rolls into one. I think they're different.
Apples and oranges.
Kind of, but
Nintendo's always had a different, I guess,
Yeah.
take on video games than PlayStation or Xbox.
I'm pretty shocked at how Nintendo like there's like they have a bunch of different games that you can play on that now, but Nintendo on the main is a little more like wholesome, right?
Yeah,
like
totally. Yeah.
There's a little more family friendly.
Even I've noticed for the Switch that like Fortnite is like very cartoony.
Right.
Which I think is great for kids and
For sure.
in general.
But this Zelda game is like open world run around. I'm like, I had a mini panic attack last night as I was trying to fight this boss, and I was like, I thought I fucked it up, and I was like, oh god, and I'm googling shit, and yeah. So I mean,
it's a game, right?
I know. Oh,
Okay,
I know.
just
But
checking,
as I'm like
just checking.
battling this demon or whatever, I'm like, I'm feel my heart beating fast. Like I have a visceral reaction to this, and if the latest variant really does cause another lockdown, I've got
You're
a whole
good with
other.
that?
I'm good. I can go back to just sitting in my basement, fucking playing video games again, a la May 2020.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we talked about this with Ann Yatko. My kids playing the Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
And it's like pervasive. It's Genshin all the time. KGSN, all Genshin all the time. It's like if they're not playing Genshin Impact, they're watching YouTube videos of people playing Genshin Impact.
Dude, I get it. I started. Oh, this is funny because throwing back to our TikTok conversation. There's this guy on TikTok that's playing Breath of the Wild. that's why I was like, kind of got it. I was like, I have to get that game. But he's so happy and wholesome, and it's so great. But I can understand the kids these days wanting to just kind of watch other people play the thing they're obsessed with.
Mm-hmm.
I never
if they're like good at it and they've advanced a few levels and have good, like color commentary, they're entertaining on their own.
Totally.
And I walk by and I looked at it, I'm like, I'm out, and I just keep walking. Okay. I now understand why my dad would walk through the living room and I'd be watching like The Song Remains the Same or something.
Yeah.
Some horrible Led Zeppelin video or something. He just looks at it and be like, whatever, and keep walking.
Yeah.
Like I get it now.
That's your kids.
I'm officially that guy. Although I showed the Simpsons thing, what was the one with the where Homer the Lollapalooza one where Homer's taking the cannonballs in the gut.
Yes.
And they flash back to like 1974. It's Homer and Barney in their bedroom rocking out, and Abe steps in like, what are you guys doing? Like, we're rocking out, man. You wouldn't understand. And Abe says, let me see if I can get it right. There's a, you're not with it, man. And Abe says, well, I used to be with it, and then they changed what it was, and now I'm not with what's it, and what is it seems weird and scary to me.
It's perfect.
It'll happen to you too. I had to show that to the girls. I'm like, I'm now officially Abe Simpson.
That's a great hey, I'm Abe Simpson, and I'm gonna growl at the weird things you do, but just know I did it too, and my dad did it to me, and his dad did it to him, and
Elvis or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's so yeah. But I definitely felt I'm like, oh, that was what that look on my dad's face was.
So as you're watching your kids fall in love with Genshin Impact, you're like, oh yeah, that's what that is.
That's what that is. Yeah, they get to have their thing. It's fine.
Well, I'd fucking A, man. I love this game, and it's really costing me some sleep. So it's kind of perfect that it's like I'm coming up on a little bit of a break. Which here's the thing about holiday break for me, I can't just like sit on my. I've got to like memorize a whole shitload of lines for this play I'm doing in the spring. Like I've got to work. I can't be completely
always gaming.
But man,
that's ironic. The thing that takes you away from your anxiety is what causes your anxiety.
Back to the point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's perpetuating.
I'm just gonna play like one more round. I'm gonna beat this one last boss, and then I'll get to the thing I should actually be doing.
I have to play little mini games with myself. Like if you do XYZ, then you get some game time.
There you go.
I have to do it because I don't want to show up. I don't want to not have my shit together for this one.
This is the one you're acting in?
Yeah. But I've got to direct something before that. So it's like it's gonna be a gnarly cup. I mean, it's not gonna be gnarly. Here's the other thing that I need to change the tune on is that this is gonna be great.
It's an amazing. There are amazing opportunities.
These are great. This is great, and I have all the tools to do this well.
But they are going to interrupt your Zelda time.
They're really going to get in the way of Zelda,
and therefore they are bullshit.
Here's the thing about a Switch, though, is that I can just throw it in my backpack. And if I need 20 minutes at work, I'll just shut my door and play some Zelda.
Hey, has anybody seen Professor Egger?
Yeah, I think he's saving Hyrule from evil.
He's locked himself in his office, and periodically we hear profanities coming from the other side of the door.
Exactly. Hey, man, if it ain't my office hours, I can do what I want.
That's true.
I'm in there doing scholarly research, Steve.
Whatever you say.
It's scholarly research.
Fine.
And I that's part of my right as a professor in the academy is to have scholarly pursuits that you know what I mean? I gotta justify that. It's storytelling, voice acting, all of it.
All that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
have you heard? Well, you already said what you were doing. You're playing Zelda. I was just wondering if you'd heard any good music lately.
You know, yeah, I rediscovered I have this like insanely long playlist of favorites that I've been dumping songs that I like into since I've had Spotify since like 2012 or something, 2013. And I came across again this band called Elder.
Okay. And
the song I can't even pronounce. I don't even know what fucking language it is. But the band is Elder, and they go on these like 13-minute sort of jams. I think I came across Elder because of my interest in like Circles Around the Sun and Krangben.
Yeah, I like them too.
So Elder is kind of what I'm digging.
I've stumbled across, and I haven't listened to all of it yet, but I listened to probably 2/3 of the album Please Don't Be Dead by Fantastic Negrito.
Whoa.
It's intense.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, I didn't either. And don't ask me how I stumbled across it. It came up in stuff you might like or something. I don't know. Yeah, the album is Please Don't Be Dead by Fantastic Negrito. And it's intense, man. Very guitar and drums oriented.
Is this a recent
2018.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I was rocking out to that, and I do mean that literally. On my way home from work the other day. I'll have to finish it this week. Yeah, it's really great. Everybody should check that out.
Dig it.
Did you see that our friend Darren Keene got an oud? I think.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
We got to get him on here.
Yeah, Darren.
I would like to hear Darren play his oud.
Yeah, he's kind of a wizard with that. He's gonna figure that shit out right away. And
then he'll put some sick dance beats to it.
Yeah. Yeah. He bought that huge, like, fretless 7-string bass and was like fucking killing it right away.
He's a very talented dude.
Yeah, he is.
Did we do it?
I love you, Steve.
I love you too.
I'm sorry that I was. No, I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Even if you say you're not.
It made for good television.
Sure, exactly. That's what we're shooting for here. Got to keep the people entertained.
Oh man!
If I can be a small part of somebody's distraction for the week, then
yeah,
I'm honored to be that person.
Yeah, I just picture somebody we don't even know just driving down the road to their job, just like, oh, these guys just talk themselves into a corner, and I love
Pretty much, yeah, and then punch their way out.
Like, oh, this week Joel's got some spiritual superiority. Let me go back 3 months where he was losing his shit.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think our to-do list, we got to get new microphones and we got to get together with the always chilling dudes.
Yeah. Yep. So
I feel like that could be, just because I think that between the four of us, there's a lot of conversations that could happen.
I think so too. And I don't think I'd go too far back in their catalog. I'd love to just keep it, fresh.
Right.
And so yeah, if we can make that happen, that'd be great.
I'll have to reach out to Tom, see what their recording schedule is.
Yeah, right on. Well, I think we did it, man. I love you.
Love you too.
Email the show at ttbbpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Look at
that.
Did it.
You did it. And follow us on the Instagrams at Trying to Be Better Podcast.
Yeah, do it. And subscribe and like whatever thing you listen to the podcast on. Mash the we dig this button.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
And review. Write us some fun, review us.
Even if it's, I guess it's better than listening to the tires hum on the road.
Yeah, give us.
Sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's not.
Right.
But yeah, drag us in the review if you need to.
Sure. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, Daddy needs a new microphone.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. All right, dude. I'll see you
man.
sometime.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Later.
taste like wine. Don't wanna be treated this way. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Don't wanna be treated this way. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Wanna be treated this way. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Wanna be treated this way. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Don't wanna be treated this way. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Going down the road, feeling bad. Don't wanna be treated this way.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.